take similar action as that of the House of Representatives. The advantage in what we've done today, in the past, we see every county is trying to have a university. We're not criticizing that. It's their choice. In our case, we try to have a regional university. That's the difference. So instead of going to say Vaporo University, Cape Man University, Bomi University, we'll have a regional university. We'll be using our network at ECOWAS to have teachers exchange programs. We started talking to the faculty staff at Fabric College in Sierra Leone. We will engage staff, one of our former staff from here in person of Mr. Edwin Miller, who's doing now his second master's in Nigeria. We'll be working with him to encourage and see if we can get faculties from universities in Nigeria to do exchange programs here. We also agree that the social and corporate development funds from the 3 counties, Cape Man, Bapol, and Bomi, portion of those amounts will be put into the university. We want to build three dormitory facilities. One will be hosting students from Grand Cape Man County, will be called the Cape Man House. One will be hosting students from Bapolu County, will be called the Bapolu House. And the other one from Bomi and Lower Mosubara. Now, some will ask, why Bomi? Bomi is big. It's not just Tottenham, the university is hosted, or is coming from the Snowe Maka, from Third District, from Clay District, from Durham District, outside Tottenham. Coming to Tottenham for school, we have somewhere to stay. We intend to make this a success story. We'll also be working with our foreign partners. Senator Amara Conner has already started some engagement in the United States where we can begin to work on laboratory and library facilities so that we can have it. As you know, Bomi County has been credited, the community college has been credited with one of the community colleges with the best nursing program in the country. We've been awarded several times. So we want to elevate that to a better standard to see if we can get more laboratory and other equipment for our nursing college so that we can be the flagship of the university will be our nursing program and of course agriculture. So again, I just want to close by thanking our colleagues in the Liberian Senate for what they did today, and I want to appeal to the House of Representatives to please see reason to the Nigerian men will say to retaliate. So to do likewise, to do what the Senate did today so that we can, about next academic year, the Western region will have a university where our students can enroll and begin their formal or undergraduate program.
So we'll take a few questions. Obidaya.
Obidaya Johnson from Fresh Africa. Senator Snowe, the passage of legislations for the establishment of community colleges or universities is one, and garnering adequate support to these institutions is another. What do you make of government's support to these institutions? Are you optimistic that this university will be sort of supported by the government?
Well, you know, because I'm a friend of the media, and I know the line of questioning in this kind of interview, that's why I took one stone to kill several birds in my opening. And in that opening, which I'll reiterate, I mentioned that was the reason why the Committee on Ways and Means was added to the Joint Committee to see if we have the physical space to accommodate that university. Then I also told you that in addition to government support, government anticipated support, we also want to be galvanizing support from our own resources. So as you know, every county has their social funds, corporate funds that go to this county. We receive monies from the Western Cluster Fund that goes to these counties. So we've agreed that a portion of those money will be allotted to the educational sector. And when we have the agriculture, we have the tourism sector on stream, online, we do similar with them. The health sector, the similar thing we do with them. So yes, we are very optimistic that government will support, especially that it's not one of those things where every county in the region say, let's have our own. We have a regional university. So I think the government should even be happy. The government should even give us credit that we're now having a regional university where students from the 3 counties, instead of coming just to University of Liberia, in addition to even looking for foreign teachers, will be asking teachers from the University of Liberia or the qualified Liberian instructors, because we have a lot of qualified instructors here. Let me just set the record clear. I will be encouraging them to also do adjunct instructors or go there full-time or part-time, but to give us the necessary academic credentials that we need befitting of a university.
Finally, just to deviate, your communication to the Senate, there has been concern that calling for investigation or probe into alleged increment of the threshold for the purchase of vehicle from 45,000 to 60,000. Some of your colleagues too are also riding flashy or extravagant vehicles far above the $45,000 proposed. Don't you think it's prudent enough to that the investigation be extended to the legislature or the judiciary?
So let me just say something that sometimes we don't understand. If you see most legislators, they will have more than one vehicle. Why? As a legislator, the government only gave us a license plate. They gave us license plate for your official vehicle. So your official vehicle, you have your transport allowance, or you have your salary, or you have your personal money. You can either go to the bank, you take a loan, and buy whatever vehicle you want to buy. Whatever amount it costs, you go and buy it. So in my case, I will not talk about my colleagues. In my case, I have a vehicle that is more than $45,000. But it's my personal vehicle. The only thing the government owns on that vehicle is the license plate. So when I'm no longer serving as a senator, you take out the license plate, you return it to the government. Then the $45,000 once every 3 years is for utility vehicle. Most times to have in your county, in your constituency, in your district, to run errands, going, you want to commute between here. That vehicle, they don't give you the money. You go to a vendor, you secure the vehicle, and government pays the money to the vendor. And the threshold cannot exceed $45,000. So most times you see something. So that means sometimes you notice something I come to work in a pickup. So that pickup is that $45,000 that is set aside for it. So you see sometimes you see some senators, and sometimes people think that senators just want to be, but sometimes people use a utility car. So my official vehicle that you see me driving, and then you see me driving any other vehicle, is my personal vehicle, and the only thing government owns that vehicle is a license plate. The $45,000, no senator or representative is giving, or let me speak for the Senate, no senator is giving $45,000 and say go buy a car. We do procurement, go through the procurement process. The vendor is identified. You send the vendor name after the procurement process is gone through. Then the finance ministry pays to the vendor, and you receive the vehicle. And that vehicle, until the scheduled depreciation is complete, the vehicle is for the government. So, for example, if you are no longer senator, you leave before the end of it, you can go to GSA and pay the book value difference on it. Or if the scheduled depreciation has expired and it's written off the book, then it's a different.
Vast majority of Liberians lives in abject poverty. Do you think the amount of $45,000 is sufficient or very limited for lawmakers and other public officials to acquire vehicles in this economy?
So your question came in twofold. One is saying abject poverty, which is true. Liberia is difficult. There's a communication that flowed today from Senator Creighton Duncan talking about the increase in price. I was just talking to somebody just now. I always like to make reference to my little brother in the ECOWAS Parliament now, Edwin Miller, for example. So the other day I was at his house in Abuja, and he got a vehicle and he was trying to get a driver. So 4 drivers went there to go look for a job, and he put it up in the chat room. And he was negotiating with the drivers, and the first driver said he wanted him to pay him 100,000 naira a month. Now 100,000 naira is about $75 or so, US dollars. Then the other driver said he wanted 50,000. Other driver said I think 75,000, whatever it is. But then the guy who said 100 was a little more responsible. He had good experience and he explained where all he has worked. So Edwin said, I can pay you 80,000 naira. The man dropped on the ground and started crying. He was so happy. But 8,000 naira is $50 a month. So, like Liberia, what we need to do also is our country is very expensive. Whether the taxes, we don't look at our taxes, the tax regime, or no look at the daily wage, the minimum wage. We need to look at those things in Liberia. But having given that case study, I will come back home to say to you that cheap is expensive. So you can decide today, and I will not refer any of your telephone because so expensive phone are there. But you can decide today to go buy Bonanza, for example. And maybe after 6 months, the Bonanza will spoil. Then you have to go and buy another Bonanza. After 6 months, it may spoil. Then you buy now. So if you calculate that you got to buy 4 Bonanzas in 2 years, or you say, let me go and find one iPhone or Samsung Galaxy or something like that, and you spend the money and buy it, that one phone may last for what? Maybe 3 years or 4 years. Okay? And my phone here is iPhone 14. iPhone 14 came out, I think, 4 years ago or 3 years ago, but I still have it. Now, if I was buying another phone that's less than that or cheaper, it may cost me less, but I will have to repeat it. So what am I trying to say? So the government policy, as you know, is not this government that passed the policy that government will not buy used vehicles. It's an old policy in government. If you want to buy a new vehicle, the range you will be looking for will be around that. Or you go buy a Chinese vehicle that you pay maybe $10,000 for, but every month you gotta go in the garage, you spend $2,000 for repairs. So by the time the 3 years finish, you finish buying the car 2 times. So again, the country is hard. The country is expensive. People are living abject poverty, but people must also come to work. Even America that gave money, maybe through USA or whatever it is that are giving money through USA, they are still people sleeping on the street in America for hunger. Even Nigeria that can give people oil, to say G to G, there are people that live in the street that can't eat every day. So there's no country in the world where you say you don't have people that live in poverty. Times are hard, it's difficult, and we empathize with the people of our country, that our citizens are going through hardship. Okay, and that's why we are under obligation as legislators to stop all this small noise in the legislature. They move the other person cheating. By the way, to just tell you, the thing you're getting in the media about moving our protein are not true. So you'll start wasting your time. This is a house of elders, we don't do that. We'll get problem with our protein, we'll go in a consultative meeting, we'll have meeting in a conference room, and we'll deal with the issues there. I can tell you today, no 17, I even say no 7 or 1 senator here signing document of move protein.
But it's in the making.
Nothing like that in the making. Don't let nobody fool you. If it ever happen, never respect me. We don't do that. Do we disagree? Yes. Are there things we may not be happy about? Yes. But to go now, the small children say we went in the corner, in a car to be signing to a solution, or in front of office, or in people's bathroom, we don't do it in the Senate. There will be nothing to say. They won't want our protein, we go on the floor. We debate it, we ask the recuse ourselves, we take necessary action. We not sign no resolution on the small children. This is a house of elders.
So those who sign resolutions as small children?
I call them the Senate. I'm talking about anywhere else. But there is a house of elders, and we act as elders. We not act as little children to go sign resolution to rule anybody. We're not happy with you. We tell you how we feel about you. You see the protein? She's one of my closest friends in Liberia. Before we even came here. But most time we debate. She on different party and different party. Opposition. So we debate, we argue. But it will not make us to say we enemies or we're going to move somebody or doing that. No, so we don't do that. So we get through, okay, that Sarah bread with 1 spoon again. So that other news is not true.
All right, we'll take the standard question.
Senator, I'm Shemmer from Verity newspaper. I'm just concerned, you've been critical in terms of the policy of the government, talking about the current government. Now, coming up with this bill which has met the consensus of your colleagues, where you think the passage at the House is going to be like, and then secondly, how well you think that politics is not going to play in terms of withholding your vision?
Well, fortunately, it's not a single vision. You're right, that's a good concern. But the crafter of our constitution in 1986, they didn't ask us to have a single party state or one party state. They asked for multi-party democracy. There will always be opposition in this country. Even in kingdoms, where you have kings and queens, they're there for a lifetime till they die, the children take over. There are oppositions there. So in this country, it's no exception. I am a proud opposition. I'm not a member of the ruling party, but I'm also a responsible opposition. So as much as I'm an opposition, and I will remain an opposition in this administration, I'm also a Liberian, and I want the best for Liberia. So if because Edwin Snowe is part of it, somebody will say, well, his opposition, so the people in Bomi, and Bomi and Babo should not get educated. That is unfortunate. But I'm an opposition. That won't change me. But the other side, the flip side of it, Senator Tyler, who's also the chairman of the Cocoa, who signed, he's a member of the ruling establishment. Senator Boto Kane, who signed, she's a member of the ruling establishment. Senator Daba Vabala, who signed, is a member of the ruling establishment. Senator Amar Kone, sometimes he there, sometimes he's not there. So, okay. But at least Senator Taylor, Simeon Taylor, and myself, we are clear that we're in the opposition plan. So if you count the people in the ruling side, there will be more than us. So even if there was a thought, which I don't think there will be any of such, the government say because it's not opposition and they think will benefit country, so will not pass it, they will think that more members on the side there, so they'll take the credit. Plus, it'll be credit to this government. When you doing the history, you will say it was the regime of the Unity Party-led government that bombing on the Western region got our university. So I just want to appeal, and maybe they say where there's smoke, there's fire. So maybe something I don't know. I just want to appeal to them publicly. Me, I'm opposition, but I'm a responsible opposition, and I feel good being an opposition. I really like that role, Yeah, I like that role. I like being opposition, and we keep the government feet to the fire. And cheap by now opposition, he said the president must have the span. So that really party man will say, so our opposition now, you think I know that he get a span? I know that already. It's just one member now saying, encouraging him to get it. So me, go do surgery. Go do surgery, get a span to run the country. But right now, the country looks like on autopilot. So I hope that it will do better. And I want to thank the president. I think he went back yesterday. He dedicated a $100 or something $1,000 water facility and cut a ribbon. They put in Bapolo get water, and and I think that's good. So I just want to encourage them to continue their hard work, and I will continue my role as an opposition for us to build this country together. We all can be in one party. And I'm possible. Even if I get on now and say I come in on the other side, all your side calling me say, look at me, or just on the other side yesterday, Joe, we are friends going. So the player here, all right, my corner, and I'm doing very well there. Thank you.
Thank you.